They say we live in a throwaway society. A flood of inexpensive, flimsy plastic goods has washed ashore from overseas. But in a backyard workshop nestled among the tall pines of Nacogdoches, Randy Legler swims against this tide.
I like to restore stuff, work with my hands, and I love taking an old toy and restoring them and bringing it back to life.
Randy repairs and restores toys from America's manufacturing heyday, starting in the 1890s and going through the 1960s. And while he sells or trades some of them, most never leave his workshop. They wind up as part of one of the finest collections in the country.
I pretty much have about 95% of all the American-made toys from the turn of the century. There were over 600 toy companies from the 20s all the way through the 60s. This is the golden years I have displayed here of American toy making.
Do you have any idea how many different toys you have in this building right now?
Over 7,500.
7,500?
Yes.
That's a lot of toys.
Yes. And I really lost count. I gave up counting.
Planes, trains, and automobiles, Mickey and Minnie, the Lone Ranger, Army men. Randy Legler's massive mechanical trip down memory lane can awaken the kid in, well, just about anyone.
Mother always said I was probably toy deprived as a kid, why I had such an interest to obtain so many of these toys that I never could afford as a kid.
This place is a baby boomer's paradise, and if you ask real nicely, like I did, Randy might even let you take a turn with his toys.
This is a 1926 Buddy L bus they made.
Good Lord!
And talk about the weight and the metal in them. There's more metal in that bus than a lot of cars today.
I can imagine that when people walk through that door there, they have one of two reactions. This is incredible, or he's got to be nuts.
Exactly. I've got both. Yeah, I've got mixed reactions. You know, the reason I have it displayed is to look at it, to show it. I like to show it to others. I like to talk about it, educate people, younger people. More of them are showing interest, so I don't mind spending time to help them kind of learn. But it's my escape. When I retired, I was in a very stressful job for many years, and when I got out of that, this is kind of my therapy.
Randy's collection started more than 40 years ago when his wife discovered that Randy was still a kid, and the flea market was his candy store.
The understanding was we'd want to buy furniture because we needed some furniture for the house. So we divided up to 300. My wife had 150, I had 150. She went one way and I went the other. She ended up coming back with some furniture, and I came back with two cast iron 1910 Kenton horse-drawn toys. And she was not too happy I'd spent my $150 on those two toys. I was elated, and that was probably the closest we ever had come to a divorce in our whole 46-year married life.
Since then, Randy has spent, well, his wife might be watching, so let's just say he spent more than $150 on his hobby. In recent years, antique toy prices have shot up thanks to pawn shop reality shows. But forget about those folks looking to fill their piggy banks. Randy Legler collects for the memories.
When you collect, you don't collect for investment if you're a true collector. You collect for what you like and what you want to, have to display or enjoy.
There's a big tornado moving down the road here, and you've got to grab one thing and hit the tornado shelter. What's going to be that one thing in all of this that you're going to take with you?
Probably the 1949 Murray Pontiac station wagon pedal car that was the first toy I ever got. A picture of me in it, 1949, in front of the Christmas tree. And I think you always go back to the toy you remember most as a kid. And so if I was going to have to grab one, and the size wasn't the limit, I would grab that pedal car. I'm going to collect to the day I die. I'm not worrying about liquidating the stuff. I recommend to people, if you're buying to collect because you enjoy it and not to investment or resale, whatever, and as long as you find happiness in it, don't get rid of it.